Hi, this is Joe O'Neill from Sports Page. I'm here with Mike Veeck. Mike, first of all, I got to ask a favor from you. I won the batting cage thing here. I did talk to Chris. He said something about a tee. I need, as one of the owners, and you and Van, I need some. I have had 8 shoulder surgeries, actually pitching. What can you do for me on that? Can you kind of take it easy, get somebody like maybe a ball boy or the mascot or somebody throw the ball to me when
I've worked this out. I got the whole thing figured. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have Murray pitch to you. And the reason we're going to is because he has experience. See, here's what happened with Murray. He's down in Fort Myers. We got a ball club down there at spring training. They turned the pitching machine up to 95 miles an hour. He steps in. Luckily, he's got a batting helmet. His kid turned it up to 95 miles an hour. First pitch hit him right square in the head, knocked him out for 10, maybe 20 seconds. He looks up at his oldest son, Homer, and he goes, "You're out of the will." Now he knows how to pitch to guys like you. So you're taken care of. We'll tell him to go easy on you.
I appreciate it. I actually got to meet Billy once or twice. But, I tell you, though, I'm going to be hesitant to come here on Saturday nights now because now after hearing that story about you and the dynamite, they do the fireworks, which is a great thing. But I don't know, might heighten alert here. The mayor over there, we might have to get him to declare emergency.
One of the reasons that we're so lucky is the fire station's right next door. And don't think those guys don't keep their eye on me, so, no contraband.
Listen, Mike, seriously, though, and the stuff that you've done here, with different themes and stuff like that, it's a great thing. It's one of the things that baseball has missed for a long time. Do you think, I know, and you're doing it here on, I'm a great Rocks fan and stuff like that. Do you think they should do more stuff like this in the baseball level, again, to bring back the fans, especially with what's going on now?
Yeah, definitely, Joe. If you're going to charge the amount of money that you're charging now for Major League tickets, then I think that you have to provide the fans a little extra. And, I worked for the Devil Rays and the Marlins and the Tigers, and we've done all these things. And I'll give you a perfect example. When we introduced Harry Carey singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning, it happened on the south side of Chicago. It didn't start with the Cubs. It started with the White Sox. We were roundly booed. We were dealt with, and everybody hated it in ownership. The fans loved it. And I'm sure Budweiser wasn't going to part with that until after Harry died, and now they have the celebrities singing it. So the fact is, except for the between-inning contest, everything you do at the minor league level, you can do at the major league level.
Absolutely. And what are some of the other things you think that will need it? Do you think the steroid thing will damage baseball, or do you think that it's kind of being bypassed by Congress? What's going on now. I mean, obviously your father was, did a lot for the game of baseball, one of the pioneers. What do you think is, and obviously you had a lot of experience yourself. So, I mean, what do you think needs to be done to kind of preserve it? Not just about the steroid issue, but other issues too. Like I think Jim touched on tonight about the, players getting everything catered to them so much. And, you mentioned just before about the high cost of paying for a ticket at a major league level when you can come to a great stadium like here and see a great game and really a safe environment and really, inexpensive and stuff like that. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I think what you have to do first is you got to get a commissioner. We need a real commissioner, not one of the owners. What we have is the foxes in the hen house. We've got an owner who's changed his status from being an owner to being an owner commissioner. He's, this building by consensus. I want a commissioner running the game who's brought in from outside the game so that we have checks and balances. We need that first. The steroid issue is a non-issue. The fans are going to decide. Look at McGuire. What does it matter what we do to Mark McGuire? Nobody has to investigate him. Nobody has to do anything. Why? Because the fans voted, and McGuire, the statue of Mark McGuire is sitting in the ballpark. They can't unwrap it and put it up on McGuire Way. So nobody can figure out what to do. It's going to be huge what Clemens decides. I think that he's going to come out and go public, and I think that should then put an end to it. I don't know what they're going to do with Mr. Bonds. There's a lot of bad feeling there.
What about the game here? Do you think it's going to trickle down to this level, or do you think it's actually going to bring more fans out to this level? The Cape Cod leagues, the minor leagues, the Lowell, stuff like that. Do you think they're going to benefit or be hurt by that?
No, it'll definitely be a benefit, because one of the things that happened is that we have more drug testing in minor league baseball as a result of this. So it's been very good. I think the fans are secure in the knowledge that we do have good policies in place. And, when times are tough, people come out to minor league games. When times are better, they come out in record numbers. I think the fact that we're having a tough time in the country with our economy right now is going to help minor league baseball. And I think the steroid issue at the minor league level isn't a concern, and so parents feel good about bringing their kids out.
And, Mike, I know you have some things to do, so we don't want to keep it too long. But what about, the league here? Some of the teams, unfortunately, folded. How is that going to hurt? Are you guys looking to expand eventually, or do you think expansion happened too fast, or the ownerships just couldn't support in the communities that they were in, at these places that folded?
It's never the community's fault. If the Rocks weren't so successful, it's because of the community. And so I'm just a great believer. I've run clubs that have been tough. Butte, Montana was a real uphill fight, but it wasn't the town of Butte's fault. I didn't find the right key to unlock it. So when a team fails, it's because the ownership didn't find the right key. Miles Wolff is the smartest baseball guy in the country in terms of vision. And so I believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to be in a very good position, independent baseball, in our dealing with Major League Baseball. J.D. Drew started with the Saints. Kevin Millar started with the Saints. There's 120-some players who have gone from independent teams to the major leagues. There's 1,000 who've gone back to major league organizations. And so we're going to be sitting, I think, in the next 5 to 10 years in a very good spot, because the major league guys are going to say, how do we save money? Oh, I know how we save money. We deal with the independents. Maybe we don't need as many farm clubs as we have.
And that comes to mind, too, Mike. Do you think Independence League will take a big part of developing these players into, getting them ready for the minor leagues, or at that level as part of Major League Baseball? And I guess the second quick question to you, final question, is, do you think that players like, Oil Clan was mentioned tonight, obviously. We all know the story on him, but do you think you'll see players that were former Major League players that don't know sometimes to quit? Ricky Henderson kept playing and playing. Got to commend his spirit, but do you think you'll see some of them come down, and how will that benefit you guys?
Yeah, I think anytime you have a name player, it obviously is very good, because more and more of you folks come around to cover it. Oil Can would be great. I've always wanted to use Oil Can in a traveling road show. I think he'd be great, bingo long style. The problem with Oil Can is you never know who's going to show up. So I think anytime you can sign a name, it works well.
All right, Mike, I appreciate your time, and it was nice talking to you. And is Oil Can going to be coming with his traveling? I know it got rained out last year. Are they going to be trying to come back this year, or no plans yet? Or?
Well, we don't have the plan yet, but we'll be trying it. But Oil Can, he dances to a different drummer.
This is true.
Who's going to show? Oil Can Boyd and Van Morrison. Children from the same father.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.